Hello and welcome. Today we will be reviewing the Say Something Anonymous reporting system and Save Clubs. The goal of this lesson is to teach you how to identify warning signs and/or threats, the importance of reporting concerns, how to help a friend or get help for yourself, how to access and use the Say Something Anonymous reporting system, and what a Save Club is and how to join. First, we will watch a video based on the principles from the Sandy Hook Promise, which reviews recognizing warning signs and how to report concerns and get help. Following the video, you will discuss some guided questions regarding the topics covered in the video. After the discussion is complete, there is a brief presentation on Save Clubs and how to join. We will do a checkout before ending the lesson in order to check for understanding and acknowledge any feelings you may have before ending the lesson. Some of this can be difficult to think about and discuss. Let your teacher know if at any time during the lesson you feel like you might need to talk to someone about your feelings.
Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm from Sandy Hook Promise.
Welcome. I'm Brandon Rainey from Sandy Hook Promise.
Hi everyone, my name is Jordan and I'm a sophomore at Hickory Ridge High School in Harrisburg, North Carolina. I'm also a National Youth Advisory Board member for Sandy Hook Promise's Save Promise Clubs. SAVE stands for Students Against Violence Everywhere.
Hi, my name is Drew. I'm a senior at Cutler Bay Senior High in Cutler Bay, Florida. Like Jordan, I'm also a National Youth Advisory Board member for Sandy Hook Promise's Save Promise Clubs.
We're here to talk to you about the Say Something Anonymous reporting system, which will help you to save lives by empowering you to prevent shootings, violence, suicide, and other harmful acts in your school and community. Today, you will learn 3 steps that will help you keep your friends and classmates safe from hurting themselves or someone else, simply by saying something. Step 1. Recognize warning signs and threats. Step number 2, when you observe a sign or threat, act immediately and take it seriously. And step 3, say something to a trusted adult. Use the Say Something Anonymous reporting system or call 911 in an emergency. Using these 3 steps will empower you to help keep your school safe and to get help for people who need it. Before we jump into each step, I want to emphasize that overall, schools are safe. Your teachers, administrators, and staff are continuously working to ensure your school is safe as possible. However, schools are not immune to shootings, violence, suicide, and threats. There's still a possibility that these things can happen. That's why we're here today, to teach you 3 steps that you can use to help keep your school safe.
Now I'm going to talk more specifically about what you can look out for. This is step 1, recognize warning signs and threats.
So what is a warning sign? A warning sign is something a person says or does that shows they may be planning to harm themselves or others. Here are some examples of warning signs a person may be planning to harm others. I want to emphasize, though, that this is not a list of every warning sign. Being obsessed with weapons or school shootings, talking about hurting other people, talking or posting about an upcoming attack, and bringing a weapon to school.
Here are some examples of warning signs a person may be planning to harm themselves. Feeling like things will never get better, talking about wanting to die, talking about a plan to die, and cutting or burning themselves.
Here are examples of warning signs that a person may be in crisis, which is when someone is going through something that is overwhelming and they need help. Big changes in personality or appearance. For instance, a friend who is usually happy is now frequently angry and aggressive. Withdrawal from friends and activities. For instance, a friend who hangs out with you almost every day after school, but now goes directly home to be alone. Refusing to go to school or skipping school a lot. Being physically or verbally abused. For instance, a friend who tells you his father hits him every time he fails a test. These are all warning signs.
Other warning signs that someone may be in crisis include being bullied or bullying others based on real or perceived differences, including any of the following: race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, disability, and body type.
As you've just learned, there are many warning signs we can watch out for. We also have to be aware of threats. So what is a threat? A threat is when a person communicates that they intend to harm themselves or others. Someone might say a threat, write a threat, or post a threat on social media. Here are some examples of threats to others. I'm going to take them all out. They will regret they ever met me. Here are some examples of suicidal threats. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to end it all. Where are these warning signs and threats found? Anywhere and everywhere. For example, you can find them in a school, in places like classrooms, the hallways, and the cafeteria, as well as outside of the school in places like the bus, at home, at parties, and at sporting events.
Social media is a main source of warning signs and threats. It's where so many students go to make a threat or express their feelings, including anger, anxiety, or depression. And what we know is that adults aren't on the same social media platforms we are, so they aren't seeing everything we see. That's why it's so important to learn how to recognize when someone needs help. You are the eyes and ears of your school.
Now that you know step 1, how to recognize warning signs and threats, let's learn about step number 2. Act immediately and take it seriously. Act immediately when you see or hear a warning sign or threat and get help. It's essential to act immediately because all too often, no one acts at all.
It's important to acknowledge that it can be difficult to act immediately. Here are some reasons that people may give when they don't act immediately. She's too young to hurt herself. I thought someone else would do something about it, or he just wants attention.
One of the biggest reasons that can stop you from acting immediately is that you'll be called a snitch. But there's a big difference between snitching and saying something. When you snitch on someone, you're trying to get someone in trouble for your own gain. When you say something, you're getting someone help for their own safety and protecting others from harm. Saying something is simply about getting someone help.
After you recognize warning signs or threats, act immediately and take it seriously. The third and final step is to say something to a trusted adult. Use the Say Something anonymous reporting system or call 911 in an emergency. I want to highlight that you should always say something if a friend or classmate is displaying warning signs or communicating threats. Also, if you recognize that you are displaying any of these warning signs, you should say something to a trusted adult. Trusted adults are adults who listen to you and take your concerns seriously. You are the best judge of the trusted adults in your life.
Your trusted adults can be a lot of different people. They could be your teacher, a school administrator, your school counselor, or your coach. And there are lots of different types of coaches. You could have a basketball coach, a drama coach, or a chess coach. Your trusted adult could also be someone outside of school as well. Your parent or guardian, a mentor, for instance, a family friend you can talk to, a family member or a community leader, for example, a religious leader like a priest or a pastor. I want to emphasize that this is not a full list of trusted adults. These are just a few examples. There may be other people in your life that are your trusted adult that are not included here. And it's important that you know who your trusted adults are right now. That way, if you see warning signs or threats, you'll know who to go to immediately. It can be hard to have these conversations, so let's look at a strategy you can use that might help you with these conversations. First, tell your trusted adult who you are concerned about. You can use this language to start the conversation. I'm concerned about. For example, I'm concerned about my friend. The second part is to describe what warning signs or threats you are seeing and bring any texts, videos, or pictures you may have. You can use the word because to start to describe why you are concerned. For example, I'm concerned about my friend because he's being bullied. The last part is to tell your trusted adult what you would like their help with. You can use the language, and I need your help to explain what you would like them to do. For example, I'm concerned about my friend because he's being bullied and I need your help to make it stop. To summarize, you can use this language to help you talk with your trusted adult. I'm concerned about, because, and I need your help too.
Now, let's talk about 911. You should only call 911 when there's an emergency and then tell a trusted adult. An emergency is when someone needs help right away because they are injured or in immediate danger. Now, I know calling 911 may seem difficult. You may be nervous because you've never called 911 before or worried about giving the right information. Also, sometimes people are concerned what's going to happen when they call 911. For instance, I have a friend who's had bad experiences with the police, and they're concerned about how the police might react if they call 911. I have another friend who has struggled with mental health, and they told me they're reluctant to call 911 because they're worried whoever responds may not understand their needs. This is why we want to provide you some more guidance about when to call 911. Call 911 when there's an emergency. This is when someone needs help right away because they are injured or in immediate danger. Here are examples of emergencies when you should call 911 first and then tell a trusted adult. Someone threatens to kill people and shows you a weapon. Someone threatens to take their own life and has access to pills or a weapon. Or someone is unconscious. Here are some examples of situations that are not emergencies. Someone stops coming to school. Still tell a trusted adult. If someone is very upset and angry, but not threatening anyone, still tell a trusted adult. Someone looks different than you. For instance, there's no emergency if you see someone shopping at the mall who just happens to be a different race than you. If you have questions about when to call 911, talk with your trusted adult.
You just learned how to say something to a trusted adult or call 911. But what if your trusted adult is unavailable or you're not comfortable telling an adult and it's not an emergency? Use the Say Something anonymous reporting system. The Say Something anonymous reporting system is completely anonymous, so you don't have to give any information about yourself if you don't want to. You can submit a tip if you recognize warning signs in a friend or classmate, and you can also submit a tip if you recognize warning signs in yourself and need to talk with someone. The Say Something anonymous reporting system works by simply submitting your concern using the app, telephone hotline, or website, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A trained crisis counselor will respond to you immediately. Our crisis counselors care about helping you, are always available to listen to your concerns and take action about anything you share with them.
To use the app, download it to your phone or mobile device. Search for Say Something Anonymous Reporting System in either Google Play or the App Store. Next time you have your phone, remember to download the app. Once you've downloaded the app, open it on your mobile device. The first time you launch the app, you will need to create your own numeric passcode. Then you can sign in. If you forgot your passcode, you can create a new one. Simply go to the menu on the top left corner of the app's homepage, select Reset Passcode, and create a new one. Here's a short video that shows you how easy it is to use the Say Something Anonymous Reporting System.
Once you've downloaded the app, open it on your mobile device. The first time you launch the app, you will need to create your own numeric passcode. Then you can sign in. Next is to locate your school within the app. Select the concern from the menu that you would like to address. You will then be asked to type in details about your concern. Finally, upload any photos, videos, or sound files related to your concern, and then hit Submit. You will be able to have an anonymous two-way conversation with a crisis counselor to ensure they have all the information they need to get help for the individual you're concerned about. You will also get a case number so you can log back in at a later time and add more information if you want.
If you want to submit a tip on the website, first go to saysomething.net. Once there, select the Submit a Tip icon and then complete the form. If you'd prefer to submit a tip over the phone, call 1-844-5-SAY-NOW or 1-844 572-9669. A crisis counselor will be standing by to take your call and will work with you to gather the necessary information. At the end of the call, you'll receive a tip number and password that will allow you to log in online and provide additional information that you may have about your tip, as well as exchange private messages requesting additional anonymous information. It's as easy as that. Thanks to your anonymous tip, the crisis counselor will work with the appropriate people in your school or community and act on your tip and intervene as needed. Our crisis center counselors are caring, experienced, and helpful. They will listen to your concerns and will work with the adults in your school community to get help. The crisis center counselors are always available, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You should contact the crisis center if you or anyone you know is displaying warning signs.
Today, you learned the 3 steps to the Say Something Anonymous reporting system. Step 1, recognize warning signs and threats.
Step 2, act immediately and take these warning signs seriously.
Step 3, say something to a trusted adult, use the Say Something Anonymous reporting system, or call 911 in an emergency. By bringing the 3 steps of the Say Something Anonymous reporting system into our day-to-day lives, we as students will be able to reduce violence and threats in our schools and make our schools and communities a better place to be. We have the power to make a difference in the world around us just by saying something.
If you would like to be more involved with helping to keep your school safe, I encourage you to join or start a Save Promise Club. Save Promise Clubs are free, student-led clubs that are in schools across the country. Save Promise Clubs take an active role in keeping their classmates safe and building safer schools. To learn more, go to sandyhookpromise.org and search for Save Promise Clubs.
Thank you for taking the time to learn about the Say Something Anonymous reporting system. Being a student means you are uniquely positioned to influence and support the community around you. You can stand up for your school, your peers, and your friends and say something. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this very informative video. We hope you found it useful. It is important to note that Pinellas County School students can access the reporting system through Clever. In the video, they talked about what could be considered potential warning signs. Can you think of any others? They also discussed potential barriers to reporting a warning sign. Please take a minute to really think about and discuss the difference between reporting and telling on or snitching. The importance of identifying at least one trusted adult was emphasized in this video. Can you give some examples of who might be considered? Also, take a minute to think about who you would identify as a trusted adult if you had a concern. This might be easier for some and harder for others, but this is a chance to think of someone maybe you hadn't considered before. We hope you feel confident that you could find the Say Something Anonymous reporting system information if you ever needed to make an anonymous report. To review, please share out the ways that you can access Say Something. Now we're going to take a few minutes to learn about SAVE, which stands for Students and Staff Against Violence Everywhere Clubs. Save Promise Clubs are a place for young people across the country to show their leadership, creativity, and passion for protecting their friends, schools, and communities from violence before it happens. Save Promise Clubs are established and led by students and are a powerful approach to preventing gun violence and other forms of violence and self-harm because they recognize the unique role that young people play in making their schools and communities safer. A Save Promise Club can be a standalone club or embedded into an existing club, such as SAD, Student Council, FCCLA, or another student leadership, civic, or kindness club.
School shootings.
Violence.
Loneliness.
Hate.
Suicide.
bullying.
Intolerance.
As one student,
You might not know what you can do.
Here's what you can do.
Start or join a Safe Promise Club.
Students Against Violence Everywhere, Save Promise Clubs, are kindergarten through 12th grade school and community-based organizations.
Led by students for students, encouraging young people to take charge of keeping their friends, schools, and communities safe.
I engage in a diverse group of students to prevent violence and create safe communities.
We lead student-driven activities that educate and empower our classmates,
so we can build socially inclusive student communities and be upstanders.
Save Promise Club started in 1989 when 17-year-old Alex Orange of West Charlotte High School lost his life to gun violence while trying to protect his friends.
His friends formed Students Against Violence Everywhere, SAVE, and made a promise to prevent violence before it happens.
and not to lose another friend to violence.
To describe SAVE clubs, we use 4 E's.
We educate our schools and communities about Sandy Hook Promises Start With Hello and Say Something programs. We organize a Start With Hello week in September and a Say Something week in March, and work to make these programs a part of our school's culture.
We educate youth by partnering with buddy classes in the elementary schools, teaching younger students about Start With Hello.
And how embracing diversity is one of the most important aspects of reaching out and connecting to others. There are free tools and resources available to all Save Promise Clubs.
We empower youth by giving them a platform to speak and voice their ideas to create safe schools and communities through our Save Club town halls.
We empower youth to identify and rely on trusted adults with campaigns and events to acknowledge and celebrate them, like #TrustedAdultThursday.
I make sure my club members have what they need to create an inclusive, safe school environment. As an advisor, I'm empowering the students to be the upstanders, to be the voice of our youth, to know they have a say and we will listen. They can have a profound influence on school culture. And there are national opportunities available to Save Promise Club members. The Youth Advisory Board work and youth summits are featured in the national press, publications, and newsletters.
We engage the school community with special national events like the Save Summit, Save Day, and National Youth Violence Prevention Week.
We engage youth through assemblies, presentations, podcasts, and broadcasts, all in an effort to spread important violence prevention information.
We encourage. Save Promise Clubs encourage mental wellness, self-care, and healthy relationships.
We encourage youth to say something to a trusted adult and to use the Say Something Anonymous reporting system, if your school has one, if they see the signs of someone at risk of hurting themselves or others.
Hello, we encourage everyone to start with hello with activities that connect and build new relationships, like Heydays, Hellograms, Student Voices Art Contest, and Promise Challenges. Those are all part of the Start with Hello spirit.
Here are some other cool things that we've done.
We participate in the annual Save You Summit, where we connect clubs from across the country and participate in youth-led breakout sessions. It's where we share and celebrate our successes and best practices.
We promote pro-social actions to counteract bullying and to boost empathy. We've created smile walls, kindness rock gardens, and unity trees as symbols of unity, community, and inclusion.
Our clubs wear orange to honor Alex Orange and green to honor the Sandy Hook Elementary students to remember lives lost due to gun violence.
Save Promise Clubs are the most important club you'll ever join. We create unity and are like a family. We give each other a sense of belonging to something, and that's powerful.
Save Club gives youth a voice, a platform to speak and inform decisions about school safety, create culture where students look for one another and have each other's back.
Did you know that all schools in Pinellas County have Save Clubs? Clubs participate in many different activities and events. Can anyone share a Save Club activity that you participated in? Many of our Save Clubs have been recognized locally and nationally. This is a picture of some students in PCS who won a national contest called Student Voices. With the help of their Save Club sponsor, who is also their trusted adult, each student submitted a project. There was a poem, a spoken word, an essay, and a poster. Each student was selected because of their leadership, their creativity, and their commitment to creating a safer community. Each winner received an award plaque, cash prize, and was recognized on multiple media outlets across the nation. Now, please stand if you're a part of your school's Save Club. Save Club members, thank you for being a leader in your school. If anyone is interested in joining the Save Club, please reach out to one of the members standing here or your trusted adult.